So does anyone know who's hosting this week?
I don't know, man. Someone's gonna
start the show. Start the show. Before Tom, start the show. Come on, get it before Tom gets here. Roll the intro. Come on, roll it. Welcome back. I gotta do this show really quick. I'm here with Vinny, Brian, and Joey. First this week, let's check in with the latest trailers. Last week, a new trailer for Solo, a Star Wars story dropped, as well as new trailers for Ocean's 8, The Meg, and The Incredibles 2. Vinny, which of these trailers stood out to you?
I would have to say Incredibles 2.
Really?
Because, it came out
you're
when
a child.
I was a child when the first one came out. I was excited. And now this one's coming out. I'm like, yeah.
You ready to jump back into it?
I mean, maybe.
That's kind of weird.
Find my super suit.
Do kids even know?
Where's my super suit? Go, Brian.
Good one. That one's weird because when the last one came out, we were all 7.
Yeah.
I feel, do kids know who the Incredibles
Vinny was
are?
like 10 because he's like 26.
I feel like Pixar movies are immortal.
I guess.
All kids just know what they are when
They do.
start watching
Because
movies.
your parents make you watch them.
My school made me watch them, like anytime there was a substitute.
I don't know. If you spend enough time in a dentist office, you eventually just see
You're right.
every Pixar movie. Even most of the DreamWorks I've seen that way. I mean, Ocean's 8, I don't know.
No.
I'm not feeling
It's
it.
gonna be dumb.
It just make it different. I don't know why it has
Just
to
make
be
a new-
Oceans.
yeah, make a new series,
yeah, I don't know
honestly.
why it's Oceans. I don't know really bringing Sandra Bullock back. It's like, I don't want to see her.
She was the wife, right?
Yeah, she was the wife of
Wait,
George
she was
Clooney.
in one of them?
She's in
She's
all of them.
every single one. She plays the wife.
Yeah.
You know the story where
I haven't
my
seen any of
husband
them.
is a bank robber and they like divorce and then at the end, they get back
They
together. all the
get
time.
back together. They steal like a
So now,
ring.
what do you think? What do you think the movie's gonna be about? Do you think her
Just a-
husband or something is gonna be away and she needs to take over or something?
Yeah, I don't know why. What's George Clooney up to? Why is he busy?
I don't think he was in the trailer.
He is.
Was he?
None of them are
No,
in the
they weren't in
trailer.
the trailer.
Yeah.
I think it would be very interesting to see.
She was in jail in the beginning, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
I forget how Ocean's 13 ended.
The premise was that she was in jail and then she got out and
She's
she
like,
planned this
she's
big
like, I'm
heist
good
on
at
the,
this.
Yeah,
on the
no,
Met.
it's her
Yeah, they're
job.
stealing. Well, they're gonna go steal some jewelry, right?
Yeah, like a lot of money.
Or something at the Met. I don't. This cat. I feel like the cast was weird.
They have
Awkwafina.
What's her name?
Who? They have like who's the
What's the name?
Mindy Project?
Yeah, the
She in
Mindy
it?
Project.
She's in it. I'm
Yeah.
like,
What about?
she can't steal nothing.
What's her name? Oh, Anne Hathaway is
And-
like a celebrity
Oh, yeah.
in the other movies, but
And
now she's in
Rihanna.
it. Rihanna's in it. Yeah. What is Rihanna?
Rihanna's
Rihanna
with a Rihanna with a British accent.
She was
we
in.
saw
She
it,
was
we
in.
saw it.
Pause. Acting's a strong word. Strong word. She was in the battle. She was in the Battleship movie.
Who saw that movie?
No one.
No one.
And she was in
Rihanna
that.
probably did.
Yeah, Rihanna did.
Probably one of the movies I only
her
saw.
parents
She was in something
but-
recently.
Yeah, but that was a bit role in Valerian.
Oh yeah.
She
I
was
saw
in the
Valerian.
commercial. Yeah, no one saw that either. So
I don't know.
she's almost like a kiss of death on movies. When she's in it, you go, uh-oh.
Joey,
this
how do you
ain't
feel?
coming out.
How do you feel about this?
About Ocean's 8 or all these trailers?
We're gonna talk about what are we talking about? Let's talk about all of them. Let's talk
So,
about it. Is that right?
The one that stood out
right.
to me the most, I know Incredibles 2 is going to be good, but
Is
that
it?
stood out to me the most is the Meg,
Hey.
because it is probably the most ridiculous trailer up there.
I thought that was Sharknado.
Right?
Might as well be.
Yeah.
What is it like? Bigger Jaws?
No, it's just one big shark this
So
time.
the
Yes.
Megalodon is the biggest shark ever in existence. It's thought to be extinct, and it'll be fun to see like a Jawsy movie with actually a good shark in it.
Do you guys think it'd be a good shark?
Jaws has a good shark.
Yeah,
Jaws-
Jaws.
Jaws is a terrible shark, but it's a great movie.
The only way that movie can be good to me is if it's like over the top. Like it has to be over the top.
It looks really cheesy.
Yeah, I say the
it
trailer
does-
looks
it does
over the
seem pretty
top.
cheesy.
It does not look the best out of these 4, but it definitely stood out the most.
I just don't care about sharks in movies. It does nothing
Yeah, I'm
for
sick
me.
of it. I
Yeah.
want to see Piranha. Piranha 3.
You do
see
not
Piranha
wanna see
3D.
Piranha
That already
3D.
came out.
You
You
don't
already
wanna
have
see
your
that.
I want to
series.
see it again.
Just give it to like a
All
bear,
right, so
a
let's talk
barracuda.
about a Solo. Probably the
Oh.
only movie up there is going to be good besides The Incredibles. How do you feel about the trailer?
Arguable.
I don't think it's gonna be good.
I don't think it's going to be good either. I wanted to see you guys going to say. I can't agree on every little thing.
I know it's definitely the biggest of the 4. I mean, maybe Incredibles 2 is bigger.
No, it's got to be Solo probably bigger.
but this showed more, and the more I see, the more I am not interested
I
in
don't know.
it.
I don't get why he's playing Han Solo. It doesn't really look anything like there's other people that look like him.
I think for the writing, because there's a classics in every Star Wars movie, there is the line, "I got a bad feeling about this." But in this trailer, he says, "I've got a very good feeling about this."
All right, just because that, I'm just gonna.
That's bad.
I'm gonna
That's
segue
bad.
out of here. The director of A Quiet Place, John, say the last name, Vinny,
Krasinski.
has found the next project, Life on Mars. The film is based on a short story which centers around a woman who is a descendant of a Mars colony that has been abandoned by Earth. One day she discovers that she can breathe the air on Mars. Brian, are you excited for this project?
I mean, I liked The Quiet Place a whole heck
He
of a lot.
directed A Quiet Place? I know he
Yeah,
directed
he
it.
directed and starred, so that was
Wow.
pretty crazy. And that was really well directed, even just like the premise was good, and just like the actual shots and composition is good. So you kind of give him the script sounds pretty interesting, so I think he could do some pretty cool stuff with it.
I like space movies. I mean, my favorite space movie is the one with Matt Damon in it.
That's Mars.
Mars. It's just Mars.
No, what's the one?
The Survivor?
No, the one where
Lone Survivor?
That's a war
That's
movie.
a war
on
movie.
Mars?
The Martian?
The Martian.
Yeah.
The Martian. That was not like someone
going.
It's just that. I mean, I hope it's
No,
good. I
but
like
Matt
space
Damon
movies.
couldn't breathe on Mars.
Yeah,
So
but
it's-
Matt
so it's-
Damon was
so-
on Mars.
So it's the Martian, but the person can breathe.
She's an actual Martian.
Yeah, she's a legit Martian.
Legit Martian.
So-
She's an OG Martian.
What's the
Like a-
movie called? Martians?
Mars?
Martians 11?
Martian.
Martians 4.
Life on Mars.
All right, Brian, who talk? Yeah,
I already
Vinny, you
talked,
talk.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of over the whole space on Life on Mars type thing.
What, all those Mars movies coming out.
I
Why
mean,
don't we go- why
there
don't
was
we
a
go to
bunch
Jupiter?
of there was a bunch of big ones, like big space sci-fi movies that were about like finding colonies or finding a new place to live.
Name one.
Well, I mean, Interstellar.
Checkmate. Yeah, I guess, but it's different.
I think one of the biggest reasons that the Mars movies are like kind of getting made now is because it's actually kind of possible soon.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to think about. And I definitely trust John
Krasinski.
Got it.
Everyone at one time.
Krasinski.
I mean, I haven't got a chance to see Quiet Place, but I heard it's a really, really great movie.
Yeah, I got kicked off the
experience.
show for not watching it. I saw the gnome 3D. Can I see gnomes in space?
Gnomes on Mars.
Do you think it's going to be better than a Star Wars story? I think.
Such comparable movies.
It's not really comparable.
Yeah.
Star Wars is definitely going to be cheesier and whatever.
I think-
but-
I think. You go first. You said I think.
I
first.
think
I'm the one that
this
says that.
this sounds like a pretty constrained movie. Like the premise, it doesn't look big and bombastic, which A Quiet Place basically wasn't big and bombastic. Kind of till towards the end.
Bombastic.
There we go. Oneonta's own Shaggy, shout out. But
Oneonta's out.
yeah, he showed up. But no, that was Big Paul, Sean Paul,
Sean Paul.
whatever. You got me
All
distracted.
right, Joey,
yeah.
you go. Because this guy doesn't know Sean Paul from Shaggy.
I understand.
Yeah, it
No,
happens.
don't agree with him. I'm
Early
I don't
2000s
understand.
Jamaican
Talk
singers.
about the
I don't even know what
movie.
you were even saying. But
I was just saying it was a small premise, and he can do small premises, sci-fi
Talk
premises
about
well.
the movie.
He is.
yeah, I mean, from what we've seen of him, from his one big
Yeah, his
blockbuster,
one movie.
it turned out pretty well. So
did.
I think if it's not trying to be a very grandiose, huge multi-million-dollar blockbuster, I mean, like a very, very heavily produced, like Star Wars, it'll be really good.
Maybe A Quiet Place in Mars.
Mars is pretty
Mars-
quiet.
Yeah, Mars is quiet.
That's the
Yeah.
whole point.
Yeah.
Well, come to think of it, it might have like the same.
Don't make
kind of
any
feel.
more
Yeah.
noise on Mars.
No. Is there noise on Mars?
Yeah.
What do you think the story is gonna like? What do you think it's gonna be?
It's a short
then?
story I've never
It's
heard
gonna be
of.
her learning how to breathe.
Yeah,
right?
she finds out she can breathe, and there's no one else. She's the only one.
She goes, "Why do they abandon us? Oh, and I can breathe." And then roll the
So what's the
credits.
point of the
So it's
movie?
just gonna be her like
Gonna watch
sad and
I don't know.
alone,
It's gonna be it's gonna probably be personal.
isolated.
Yeah, it's gonna be about being by yourself, like a lot of space
I'm
movies.
curious to see if he's gonna make it as much of a movie experience, like going to the
Yeah.
movie experience as A Quiet Place was.
Now, is he directing this or is he just acting it?
Did you
think
not
he's
hear what I
directing.
said?
He's
He
directing.
is director of A Quiet Place. John Krasinski has found his next project, Life on Mars. The film is based on a short story which
Kind
centers
of
around a woman.
ambiguous.
One
I think
day,
he's
I don't know if he
directing it.
is.
I think he is directing it.
I mean,
Probably
definitely, he's definitely directing
Is
it
he in
because
it?
that movie made
We
a
got a
heck of a
fact
lot
check.
of
Is he
money.
in it? No.
Not in
Confirmed.
Confirmed no.
Not in it.
I don't know. He's kind of one of those new voices that I'm interested to see what he brings next.
All right, Brian, good job. Moving away from the sci-fi stories, Spike Lee's new film, Black Clansmen, has received an August 10th release. The film follows two police detectives who infiltrate the KKK at the highest levels to prevent it from taking over the town. Joey, are you excited for a new Spike Lee movie?
Yeah. Sure, and this is a very, very weird and interesting topic to go off of.
Hell of a title.
Hell of a title.
Yeah, I mean, that stopped me when I was reading.
I mean, he's a good director. He's been around he's very aged. I mean,
He's aged like the fine wine.
he's gonna do a great job with this movie. It's an interesting concept, and
I don't know. All his
Definitely go out and see it.
all of his recent stuff has been pretty weird, like Chirac,
Yeah,
where
Chirac.
he redid a Greek play, but in the setting of modern day Chicago.
He loves theater, this guy.
He does.
He does.
I mean, it's kind of. I wonder if he's gonna get Dave Chappelle to reprise his role as a black Klansman.
He's not.
Imagine.
I looked at the
Blind
cast.
guy? Clayton Bigsby?
Yeah, Clayton Bigsby.
I
That's
looked at the
it.
cast. There's
I
not
wish.
a lot of names that I personally know.
Will Smith in this?
No, the only name that I can remember offhand is Topher Grace, and that's Eric Foreman from that 70s
Topher
show.
Grace?
Didn't Will
That's a bit
Smith
weird.
and
And,
Martin, no, what's his name? Martin Lawrence do.
That's
they
Bad
did Bad
Boys.
Boys and they
That's Bad
infiltrated the
Boys.
KKK.
but they, like,
And I'd rather just see that.
is this gonna be like a serious movie or
it's
like?
a serious, yeah. This
Yeah.
is like
Oh, it is?
it's a crime story. It's based off
So-
of a book.
I think that's better than like trying to go for like a weird. Like,
Yeah, this
Comedy?
Comedy.
Yeah,
There's,
I don't know.
There's a structure already made for it. 'Cause, I mean, it's based off a book, so
Is it called The Black Klansman?
I think it is actually, or something close to that.
All right,
it-
homework for tonight.
Is this just
Come back, read it.
is this just gonna be Mississippi burning, but not?
No, it's about an African American cop who goes undercover in the KKK and becomes the head of the local chapter.
Why?
Yes, that's the
How's that
synopsis.
happen?
I
I'm
don't
interested.
know.
I want to.
Please don't take off the hood.
I don't.
This is Clayton Bigsby.
It is kind of like a cool and like very like political.
There better be a guy named Clayton or I'm boycotting this movie.
Just a
Possible.
cameo, a young Clayton Bigsby. I mean, I get that's a very interesting. He's always picks interesting topics at least, but his stuff kind of past the '90s, for me personally, kind of
I don't know.
it dips.
The newest Spike Lee movie that I saw was A Miracle at St. Anna,
How was
which
that?
was a.
When did that come out?
It was 2011, 2010-ish. No. Actually, it was 2008 because it was around when Flags of Our Fathers came out. Anyways, it's a war film, and it was about an all African American unit that gets ambushed and destroyed at this like little town, and it's really well shot, super beautiful movie. It's very sad, so I do like
All
it.
right. Also, Lee's new film will have it premiere at Cannes. Is it Cannes? Cannes?
Canes.
But the film festival will not allow films without a theatrical release to play for competition. This new rule has prompted Netflix to pull out entirely from the festival. I'm gonna get my thoughts here first, people. All right, I feel that it's a good idea because I think it's a cop out because with Netflix thinking they can win all these awards. Like people got to go to the movies to see it. I don't like how how they're doing that. Brian, how do you feel?
Who cares about Canes Festival? I don't know. People already don't pay attention to a lot of festivals already.
Where is this
And-
one at? Do you know where it is?
France.
It's French.
France.
Oh,
Yeah. So the rule is like you have to have the French theaters have to have the exclusive rights for 3 years, I think it is. So Netflix wouldn't be able to stream it for 3 years or something.
yeah.
Like-
Netflix knows gonna watch it.
yeah. So
didn't
why?
know that.
That's a bad business model. I don't know. This streaming movies. I mean, like, why cut out movies that deserve to be there that are quality just because they don't show in theaters? Something like Mudbound, which is a fantastic movie that should have got a lot of awards, deserves to be there just on them.
They should have their own award show. Why don't you just have your
Why
own?
does Canes have to be
It's
all
gonna
uppity
happen.
about
It's
it?
gonna happen.
It is going to
They're gonna have
happen.
their own
eventually.
award show.
Because they do like the
Streamies.
YouTube streamies. They're gonna do it for Netflix.
Best
and
Netflix
Hulu.
TV show goes to.
It's gonna happen.
Good
I
punchline.
don't have anything.
I'm definitely team go to the movies. Actually,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Team go to movies.
I would. Well, I don't know why. Like I do know why. Streaming's an amazing business. Netflix is making a ton of money, but it would be kind of cool if they actually put some of their stuff in theaters, at least big releases.
I guess.
Um,
It'd be cool.
But yeah, there is such a big thing about going to movies and actually like having the festival and being able to be like, oh, I saw that in theaters. It was great, and it's like a whole experience. So
I like watching
I like-
movies with people.
I like Cans or Canes trying to keep that alive.
Yeah, and they're just
I don't know. I feel it's just trying to put a speed bump that's ineffective on like this isn't going to stop Netflix from taking or streaming from taking over theaters. It's just kind of going down, kicking and screaming, not gracefully into the night.
Just crying.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Baby
The-
without its
the-
bottle.
The coin's going to flip eventually,
When do you
and
think it's gonna happen? How many years? Like 10, 15 years? You think maybe sooner?
I have no idea.
Sooner.
I don't
It's not gonna be
I don't know.
5 years.
I don't know if streaming will completely take over movie theaters at all.
People still want that experience. I mean,
Well, yeah,
I
I don't know. It
so.
could be a very niche. I mean, a lot of theaters are going to close eventually.
Of course.
There's those.
Southside, stay with us forever.
Southside, your tickets are cheap, and I love you.
Yeah.
I love Southside. The popcorn price is pretty good too, and you also get some cool posters.
Very cool. But people don't really care about that anymore. Most people, the wide audience, just wants their content and the way they can get it. And Netflix is going to give it the easiest
People
way.
are lazy, that's why.
It's true. Let's say you spend like $50,000 on making a crazy movie theater in your home. Then you have a theater that you have amazing sound, you have an amazing screen in front of you. You're not going to really care about going to the movies. So
Then you start selling tickets to your own
yeah,
movie.
man. Who knows when you're playing Netflix? So it's possible Netflix
good
will take
business.
over, but who knows?
Yeah, people have great home theaters now. The theater experience get less and less every time
It's
I go.
all about the chairs for me. If it's like a bad chair, I don't want to sit there, honestly.
Well,
But-
that's like
but some-
most-
That's
listen
most
to me,
movie
listen to me.
theaters.
I wasn't done yet, Vinny. I don't like the terrible chairs, but I like the bad ones that like you can't go back all the way. I like the stains on it. I like the way it smells.
I have
like
this movie theater near me. You can the first row you lay down,
That's great.
but it's a two-person seat, a two-person
So you bring your friend.
Nice.
See,
friend.
our
and, they
theater
cater to you.
got all lazy boys. There's a little button. It goes.
Yeah. See, that's enticing.
I mean, I
I
don't
don't
know.
have one of those at home to watch Netflix on.
Exactly.
True.
I don't need that good a seat for a movie. I'll be fine.
All right, Brian. We'll be right back after this break.
We have a big problem, and we need your help.
It's happening on college campuses, at bars, at parties, even in high schools.
It's happening to our sisters and our daughters.
Our wives and our friends.
It's called sexual assault, and it has to stop.
We have to stop it. So listen up.
If she doesn't consent, or if she can't consent, it's rape, it's assault.
It's a crime. It's wrong.
If I saw it happening, I was taught you have to do something about it.
If I saw it happening, I speak up.
If I saw it happening, I'd never blame her. I'd help her.
Because I don't want to be a part of the problem.
I want to be a part of the solution.
We need all of you to be part of the solution. This is about respect. It's about responsibility.
It's up to all of us to put an end to sexual assault. And that starts with you.
Because one is too many.
Welcome back. So, with the release of The Isles of Dogs, let's talk about the films of Wes Anderson. What are some of your favorite films, Wes Anderson films? Brian, let me hear your favorite Wes Anderson films.
All right, definitely, it's in the center. It's the most important. It's the one I kind of fell in love with easily
Royal
off the bat.
Tenenbaums.
No, it was Fantastic Mr. Fox is easily my favorite. That's kind of all my love for him basically comes from that movie, and it's easily at the top. But Vinny's probably the biggest Wes Anderson.
I'm gonna save him last.
You gonna save him last? No, he's gotta
Okay,
set the
I'll-
tone.
No.
You're gonna set the
he's
tone.
last.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Joey, go.
Isle of Dogs is actually my first Wes Anderson movie that I've ever seen.
Everyone remembers their first time.
So I'm sorry, Vinny.
Oh, you're
No, you're a
fine.
big fan. So, I mean, we're going to review that later, so I don't
So
want to
we'll
say too
talk
much
about
about it.
Well, just as a not
But
even.
his style's great.
Okay,
I heard a lot of people say that that's his thing. Like he relies a lot on his style.
Oh yeah, he does.
So, I mean, I definitely have to go see more Wes Anderson movies now that I've seen Isle of Dogs.
All right, I'll talk about this here. I like The Royal Tenenbaums. I thought it was a really good film. One, because I thought it's the Royal Tenenbaums, so I thought I had my own film. But you know what? The moment we've all been waiting for. Let's let Vinny have his nerd moment. Go, Vinny, go. Do not disappoint me, Vinny.
Well, I was gonna say my favorite movie was my first and favorite by Wes Anderson would be Grand Budapest Hotel.
That's your favorite?
That's
Wait,
my
let
favorite.
me-
It was my first. Okay. So by default, it's my favorite, and it's just because I've never seen anything shot like that. With the whole everything is just kind of perpendicular or parallel, symmetrical. It's like all the time, and it almost seems like it's shot like like it's on a paper, like on a.
I always felt like a diorama set kind of.
Yeah, it's definitely like set up
Like every scene's like a dollhouse kind
It's
of.
just not real, but it is at the same time. And after that, I mean, I just kind of went deep into his.
You watched all of them.
I
didn't
watched
you?
all of his movies. And
How many movies does he have?
He's gotten. I think this would make 9.
Yeah, that sounds
I
about
think
right.
This is 9. But I watched all of them in a week, as fast as I could, because I was like, oh my god, it's so good. And I don't know, I just enjoy his like childlike storytelling in these adult movies, or not adult, but like mature themed movies. And I don't know, Isle of Dogs I enjoyed it.
It's up there.
I like his color schemes.
So everything, they're always very colorful.
I like
Saturated.
bright colors, yeah.
All right, so Bottle Rocket, good.
Bottle Rocket, very good.
Very
What's
good?
Bottle Rocket
Very
about?
good.
It's one of his films.
It's his first film with Owen Wilson, Owen Wilson's brother Luke Wilson.
Shout out to Luke.
It's got something John, I don't know, he's like an older actor.
John Candy.
Say wow.
Not John Candy.
Wow, I mean.
And then after that I believe was Rushmore. With Jason
I mean,
Schwartzman.
that's his big breakout one.
Yeah, that was the big one.
That's the one everyone loves.
So I believe it was Owen Wilson wrote with Wes Anderson Bottle Rocket, and then Jason Schwartzman, Owen Wilson, and Wes Anderson wrote Rushmore. And after that, I forget, that was Royal Tenenbaums written with Owen Wilson, Wes Anderson, and then I think after that was Steve Zissou, Life Aquatic. Also, I don't think Owen Wilson co-wrote that one.
Come on, he was busy.
Yeah, and then his last one with Owen Wilson was Dearling Limited.
Dearling Unlimited.
So that's why Owen Wilson's also one of my favorite actors, just because
he's in so many Wes
Wes
Anderson
Anderson
films.
so many
are
Wes
like
Anderson
best friends.
films.
Yeah.
They are like best friends. They started their career together pretty much.
I had no idea that Owen Wilson even like wrote.
He's a really good writer. You watch those movies, you'll be like, wow.
I kind of like that about Wes.
Wow.
I like that about Wes Anderson is that he does bring back so many actors time and time and again. It kind of does feel like a big Wes Anderson family.
It
Like
is.
we're all together. We're all having a good time filming this.
And every movie's got a cameo, at least from these characters. I know Bill Murray, he's not like a big role in Isle of Dogs, but he's in there.
No, he's not in a big role in a lot of them. Grand Budapest, he had a
he's
just
very-
throwaway role.
Like, he was like a B-roll character.
Yeah, he
He's
just
there.
shows up randomly.
Let's see you be a B-roll character. If you could be
guess that's it.
if you could be in any movie director, like who would you want? Bad question.
Yes, bad question.
What I'm saying is that if you were ever going to be in a movie, who would you want as your director? Would it be Wes Anderson? Would it be Edgar Wright?
I think Wes Anderson.
All right, good answer.
I think I'd
What-
like
what-
Wes Anderson because his direction's got to be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's very, very specific.
It's very
not-
detailed.
Yeah, it's not up in the air. Like you don't really seem to get choices in his world.
What kind of director do you think he is? Do you think he's a very controlling guy?
He's
or
he's very meticulous because in Fantastic Mr. Fox, it has stop motion. They use some French animation studio and they hate him because he made them do everything over so many times that work hours were insane and terrible. I mean, it's a beautiful film, but they were pissed. They did not like it working with him.
You can tell his stop motion is just like insanely good.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even feel like stop motion a lot of times. And it's,
We definitely used a new team for Isle of Dogs.
No, it's the same studio.
Same studio.
It's
but-
Indian Paintbrush or whatever.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same one that did.
Can we get a fact check? Nope.
Nope,
it just
never
looks-
mind.
Nope.
it was Indian Paintbrush for this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the Fantastic Mr.
Do
Fox.
you
don't
like
know
the
why
stop
I
motion of it?
Yeah.
As a kid, I freaked out with the Fantastic Mr. Fox. What is
stop
freaky?
motion, or claymation, I guess. I'm not a big fan of. I can't
Claymation.
stand
I
Wallace
love
and Gromit.
claymation.
Let him speak.
But this stop motion felt like just like nice, and it wasn't creepy. The commercials kind of looked weird, but then like at the actual time, like actually seeing the movie, it felt fine. It didn't like freak me out at all.
All right.
Great director.
Well, Brian, you don't get to speak. We'll be right back after this quick break.
I will get up and walk the dog at 6:30 a.m. I will eat some fruit as part of my breakfast. I will shave. I will clean the sink after I shave. I will be at work by 8 a.m. I will sit through 2-hour meetings. I will say yes when you want me to say yes. I will be quiet when you don't want to hear me say no. I will take your call. I will listen to your opinion of my friends. I will listen to your friends' opinions of my friends. I will be civil to your mother. I will put the seat down. I will separate the recycling. I will carry your lip balm. I will watch your vampire TV shows with you. I will take my socks off before getting into bed. I will put my underwear in the basket. And because I do this, I will drive the car I want to drive. Charger, man's last stand.
Welcome back. Now it's time to review Isles of Dogs. Vinny, you've been so excited for this movie, so I'll start with you. Make me want to see this movie, Vinny. Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, if you've seen his other movies, it has Edward Norton in it.
It does?
It does. Edward Norton was one of the 4 dogs.
Oh,
that was
okay.
like King,
Boss.
Don't look over there. Don't look over there.
Chief.
And Chief.
Don't look over
and then
there.
there was another one.
Did you say King?
I said King.
That's Boss. No, that's Spot. That's different.
Spots.
Rex. Okay.
Rex. Okay. So yeah, he plays one of them. I think he plays Rex. But then he also has Jeff Goldblum in it, which is like, all right.
What
so
dog was he?
He was again one of those 4.
Okay.
And then I don't remember the other. It was
I think
Gary
Jeff
something.
Goldblum was Duke.
It was Duke.
That sounds
Bryan
right.
Cranston's Chief.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's Boss.
Yeah, Bill Murray's Boss.
And what's the last one again?
I can't think of the actor's name. He's like
Jason Schwartzman.
No, Jason Schwartzman's not one of the dogs.
What?
No, it's this guy with a really nice mustache.
Paul F. Tompkins?
No, he's like bald. And
Is it the guy in all the Western movies?
No. He's,
All right,
I don't know.
let me
his
hear a
name.
review of the movie. We spoke about it.
So, first of all, the cast is the reason why you should see the movie.
Yeah, it's one of the selling points.
And then on top of that, he takes Japanese culture and then they take just
through a Wes Anderson filter.
Yeah, and then the movie's mostly in Japanese or would you say Japanese?
Yeah.
And
then
then
subtitles?
No.
Barely.
There's not.
There's
The only
barely
time they
subtitles.
translate, so the way it's kind of complicated how they do it is that they have, the only time you ever understand what a Japanese person is saying if they have a translator.
Yeah.
Like that's naturally in the scene. So there's a lot of scenes where the evil mayor is giving a speech and you only understand him because there's a English to Japanese translator there.
I think there's only twice in the movie where you actually get a subtitle, and it's like at the very end.
And whenever something like comes up in Japanese red and there's a subtitle next to it.
Oh yeah. There's all the writing is mostly in Japanese, and then they'll have like a little tiny subtitle.
Tiniest little thing.
So it should be hard to understand, but it isn't.
No.
Yeah. But no, you're seeing the movie through the dog's eyes, essentially. Like you're supposed to be you understand the dogs and not the people. And it's just, I don't know, it's beautiful.
It's about the dogs mostly.
It is about the dogs.
I mean, it's definitely not my favorite of his. I think there is some kind of.
You should explain the flaws.
What? The flaw? I will explain. One.
Why are you doing my job for me? Let him do what he's gonna do.
Since, like we say, the cast is great, but a lot of them don't get any time to shine. Like Jeff Goldblum, the 4 dogs that isn't Bryan Cranston, Chief, they don't get they get written off halfway through the movie, and you don't see them for another 40 minutes. So you have this great cast. That's not a spoiler. That's nothing. No context. How would you know what that means?
I'm not saying anything. Keep on going.
Motions did. So that was kind of a waste, and since they don't do anything with it, the time you spend with them feels kind of pointless. They don't really grow, and their arcs are nothing.
You definitely want more, and then
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, I mean, this is a nice plot here, but I'd like to see what's going on over there, too.
Yeah. I mean, I actually kind of like the movie more once that shift happens because that stuff was not working for me. Once they kind of just focus on Bryan Cranston and the boy, that's when I started to really like it.
Very heartwarming, and also like
That was a good plot.
had me melting.
Joey?
It's great. I thought this movie was not going to be good.
Oh.
Wow.
Because I was like, once again, I usually don't like stop motion and claymation and their stuff, but I saw it and it was incredible. I really like. I know what I said before. A lot of people are like, oh, he relies too much on his style and to make a good movie, and his style is phenomenal. All the shots are well composed. All the dialogue is amazing, and it looks beautiful, and stop motion is beautiful. And I don't care how it gets to be a good movie. It was a good movie. I loved how they translated the Japanese to English. I know Tom didn't, but I really thought it was like a really clever way of translating Japanese to English.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was
and it was
very
kind of fun
fun.
figuring out, like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is where I'm supposed to look.
And like you'd catch like some words that sounded like English words in Japanese.
Spatu.
Like what?
Yes.
Biscuito.
Yeah, like
Which is
biscuit.
biscuit. Yeah.
Biscuito?
Yeah, biscuito.
Spots was like spatsu. Like,
Yeah.
you know. So like you'd understand it, and like it was just it felt like a good movie. You felt really good afterwards, and like you were happy.
Do you think?
No, it was about dogs.
Do you think it's even necessary to stop motion when you have such great like CGI and such great animation.
I mean, it makes it unique.
You think so?
Yeah, there's
Everything about
I mean, there's barely any ever
barely
stop
any stop
motions.
motion.
There's some like drawing animations where it was hand drawn for sure.
That's when they showed like the TV
Yeah,
stuff.
if it was on TV, it would be hand drawn.
Do you think it would be as good of a movie without being stop motion?
No.
CG?
Yeah.
100% no.
Nope, I would not. I would be
bored.
I'd be very bored.
I think the uniqueness of the stop motion really drove it forward.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get some scores here. Vinny, let's start with you. What's your score?
I'll give it a solid. I would say a solid 7.
Out of what?
Out of 10 snout. What's
Hurry
the
up.
snout something?
Snout fever?
Snout fevers. So
That's a disease.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 snout fevers. The music's great. The score is amazing. Cast is good. There's a little falter in the plot with the cast being so kind of spread out, but everything else, the animations, coloration, and the writing of the story is all pretty solid.
All right, Brian?
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Art direction, great. I think the stuff with Chief and the boys, great. Biggest flaw are those uncompleted character arcs, which there's like 3 in the movie that kind of stand out. But I still give it a 7 out of 10. Still really enjoyable.
I'll give it like an 8.3.
Out of what?
Out of 10 biscuitus.
Biscuitus.
It was a feel-good movie.
Okay.
It was really unique, well put together, and the voice acting was phenomenal, and it really did just keep me very
All
interested.
right, that does it all for this week. See you all. Comes back. Get fucking out.